system in Upper Canada was fairly similar to that of Lower Canada, but instead of the Chateau Clique, they had the Family Compact. The Family Compact was a group of men who controlled most of the economy, justice system, and politics. A big issue was that they could veto anything that the assemblies put forward, so the people did not really have proper representation. Another thing bad about the Family Compact, was that they were against democracy, whereas the people of Upper Canada wanted it. You can probably tell that this was very frustrating for Upper Canada, and they wanted to do something about it. A man named Gourlay saw many flaws in their government, and especially in their Governor-General Gore. He went around Upper Canada trying to gain support and appeal against the British government, but was accused of being seditious. When he tried to pass a petition, he was tried for seditious libel and was forced out of the colony. Not exactly the outcome he was hoping for. But he did start some ideas. The Family Compact was known to be corrupt, and a man named Mackenzie tried to bring light to this by using his printing press to print articles and drawings of various members of the Family Compact, doing such things as stealing money from the Bank of Canada. Mackenzie believed that Canada should be like the American democracy system, which was not what the Family Compact wanted. His drawings worked and had an impact, so much that the Family Compact came and destroyed his printing press. He then became the leader of the rebellion, which would happen soon. The actual rebellion in Upper Canada occurred when Lieutenant General Francis Bond Head moved all of the British forces out of the province to help the rebellion in Lower Canada. This opportunity, so he gathered the rebels and whatever weapons, hunting rifles, pitchforks, etc., that they could find and tried to fight the British government and the Family Compact. It would surely be an easy victory. They were met, however, by an army of defending loyalists who opened fire on them. When the loyalists opened fire, the rebel front line, the hunting rifle carriers, ducked down so they would not die. The rest of the rebels, however, thought that they had all died, so they panicked and ran. They thought the whole front line had died, when actually only about 2 did die. This rebellion completely failed due to terrible organization and poor discipline. After the rebellion was over, about 200 rebels and Mackenzie fled to the US. They tried to continue their rebellion, but they failed again when the British destroyed their only supply ship. Another victory for Mackenzie. So long story short, the rebels in Upper Canada who wanted a change in their colony lost a battle due to awful organization and got kicked out of their homes. Basically, not much was achieved, and there is no real point to the story, other than one useful fact. Organization is key.
The Lower Canada was governed mainly by the Chateau Clique, both before and after the rebellions of 1837. The Chateau Clique were the people who were in charge of Lower Canada, mainly the British upper class. The Chateau Clique wanted Canada to be one united, English-speaking nation. The French were not given the things they demanded, such as infrastructure, roads, and buildings, and were constantly vetoed. There were also crop failures in parts of Lower Canada, leading to middle and lower classes being more desperate for the things they needed, such as work, food, and/or infrastructure. The increase in British immigrants led to an increase in outbreaks of diseases like cholera, which further tested the patience of French and middle and lower classes. This was not what they had in mind when they immigrated to Canada. This angered the French majority. Louis-Joseph Papineau printed a publication of his resentment towards the Chateau Clique. This was called the 92 Resolutions. Louis-Joseph Papineau had become the leader of the uprising in the 1830s. He was intelligent, and after graduating from law school, quickly moved on to politics. This led him to becoming the Speaker of the Legislative Assembly in 1815. On November 12, 1837, the government attempted to arrest the leaders of the Parti Patriot. In the beginning, the rebellion wasn't really a rebellion. It was just some people of varying degrees of peacefulness trying to create a political reform that they saw as more fair. But after years of being oppressed, they rebelled. It happened once in 1837 and once again in 1838. In 1837, Wilfred Nelson led the Patriots in 3 small rebellions: the Battle of St. Denis, Battle of St. Charles, and Battle of St. Eustache. The British had been easily able to stop these rebellions quickly, as they had been able to premeditate them. After the string of rebellions, the government attempted to arrest the leaders of the Parti Patriot. This is when Papineau and many other leaders of the uprising escaped to the U.S. At this point, Wilfred Nelson took over leading temporarily. They also lost the rebellion of 1838. They punished the rebels by either publicly hanging them or sending them to Tasmania, which was a very big punishment for the time. People who were sent to Tasmania were crammed into steerage, overly crowded, and filled with disease. When they got to Tasmania, they became slave labor. The constant rebellion pushed the British over the edge, causing the British Act of Union, which connected Upper and Lower Canada, creating an English-speaking country called the Province of Canada.